Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I'm taking a look at Super Time Force Ultra. This is from Capybara Games, and it was a timed exclusive on the Microsoft consoles, Xbox 360 and Xbox One, but it has made its way over to Steam for Windows, and it is $13.50 for the opening week sale, $15 after that. And we get the Ultra version because, you know, PC gamers have to have the coolest acronyms for their game of all time. I will just, I'll wait for a second, let that sink in. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You see what Capybara Games did there. Anyways, we're going to continue here. I've played about an hour, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to replay a level or two from what I did. So, the idea here is that we've got kind of this very, very joking and sarcastic story, but we've got a very cool concept to the game, right? The story is just kind of like the cherry on top of everything. So this is Commander Rapitsky, which his name will make some sense here once you see a bit of the gameplay. Listen up, y'all! Radar shows that the street ahead is filthy with blown bots. Blown bots. I'm not quite sure how to say that yet. I've been saying blown bots, but it might be blowing bots. I don't know. I like blown bots. Anyways, here's the plan. Shoot like all of them, okay? And remember, press B when you want to time out. Time out is like the greatest weapon since the Uzi. Use it and make me proud. Okay, thanks, bye. Alright, so what we've got here is we've got 4 characters to start with. There are more to unlock later. In fact, I only started with 3, and I unlocked Jeff Leopard here in this level, actually. Alright, so this is the game, and at first it may seem like, oh, you know, whatever, this is just a pixelated shooter. And I feel like from maybe just looking at it, maybe it looks a little bit like Broforce, right? And that's, I don't want to say that this, you know, rips off Broforce or anything, or borrows from Broforce even, because the gameplay is where this is totally different. Alright, so, you know, and it may seem like really, really easy at first here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to die on purpose here to show you what goes on. So, you may say, oh, you're dead. That's it. Game's over. Nope. I'm actually going to rewind for a minute. We're going to press A here, and we're going to come in as Jean Rambeau. Or Jean Rambois? Jean Rambois? Either way. Whatever you want to do. Alright, so, this is actually the kind of interjection from the captain to save his friend Jeff. And you're going to see what makes that interesting, right? Is with any singular character, we actually don't have enough time here to save Jeff. So, I will go back and I'll show you how we save Jeff. Because what happens here is that we don't really lose characters, right? Until they die. And then, yeah, that character's lost. So, Jeff still died, so we're gonna rewind for another second here. And we're gonna come in with Shieldy McBlockerson. Oh no, did Jeff still die? Okay. We're gonna go back. And we're gonna solve this. I'm going to save Jeff. I'm determined. Boom. Jeff is saved. Jeff the man is saved. So, basically what you saw there is that each time we came back, our character didn't die until they died the way we died the first time with that character, if that makes any sense at all. Basically, what's happening there is that we can come back as a different character, or even the same character, and we actually don't lose that character. So they're going to keep shooting, which is really cool. Pretty cool concept. And the idea then is that with combined efforts and combined lives of all these characters, we should be able to get through this whole level in 60 seconds. And in fact, if we can't, we lose. That's all there is to it. So we actually have to get through the level in 60 seconds. And there are things to help aid that. So like this is a slow motion thing that I just got. There are things that increase your time. That was really bad. So I'm going to have to rewind again. This is probably a good one. Oh, except I messed it up again. Let's bring Jeff Leppard into the mix. So yeah, this is the kind of game that probably watching it does not maybe make a lot of sense on the surface. But once you play it, once you get through a couple levels, it makes a lot more sense. And basically, you know, it's the kind of game that in the beginning it's super confusing. But after, you know, even just like 15 minutes, you immediately get into it. You just start understanding what's going on, and you can pretty much work out everything for yourself. Okay, so we have Dr. Infinity here, who's kind of the Dr. Eggman, if you will, of this game. So, "'Tis I, Dr. Infinity, leader of the Blaumbot Peacekeeping Army. I've come to teach you morons a science lesson. Time is a bull. Mess with the bull, you get the horns." Except his horns malfunction. He's not a very good scientist. Oh no. Oh, that's no good. God, ows! I think my shins are splinted. I must not have calibrated those cannons correctly. No matter. Time to die. Haha. Mr. Bond. Seriously? Like, really? Really? Jeez. Regroup! Alright, so this pretty much ends the first level here. I'm going to jump into the second level. We're going to go through that quickly, and then I will show you the... yeah, and you actually get a cool replay of everything afterwards. So I'll show you the second level, then we're actually going to go fight the first boss. And in my opinion, the bosses are when the gameplay gets really, really interesting. From this point on, I'm just going to skip through the story, and that's fine. It's actually a really, really good story. I do like everything that's going on. Not only is it a pretty interesting story, but it's just really funny. Like there's a lot of really good funny writing going on here. Wow. I'm bad. Let's bring Jeff Leppard. I like Jeff Leppard. Oh, right. So we can actually... Okay, so we can actually grab onto characters occasionally, and basically that allows us to... oh, right. So actually, if I go back here, I think what happens is, like, if I were to come in like this... that didn't work. So yeah, I haven't quite figured out. I know the tutorial told me, but I can't quite remember what the stipulations are for being able to grab onto characters. But when you grab onto them, you get an extra HP, and also when you do the charge shot. So like you might see that we've got like 2 forms of shooting. And one of them for each character is like a charge shot. It's like a special, basically, that makes that character different from the rest of the characters. Collecting a character also earns you that character's special. So when you use your special, then you'll have the other character's special as well. So you'll have kind of a combined special, which is really good. So I'm actually going to go do that there. I think it might be from when you just like switch but don't die. So maybe if I go like this, I'm going to go back a little bit and be Jeff Leppard. I'm curious. Nope, I think yeah, so they just went away. So yeah, I'm not totally sure what actually causes that to happen, but that's okay. You know, that's pretty much the gameplay. I know it seems like a lot at first, but it is the kind of game that playing it yourself actually helps a lot. Beyond that, you know, because this game is not just about the gameplay. Really, any game is not just about the gameplay. You know, so beyond that, we have, you know, I mentioned kind of Broforce style visuals, and that's certainly not a bad thing. You know, Broforce is a really good looking game. Super Time Force kind of takes that Broforce maybe pixelated style. You know, I mean, there's more than one pixelated style, of course, but this has maybe the feeling of a Broforce kind of thing. And on top of that, it it just puts it in kind of a sci-fi setting, which I think is super cool. I think it really works well, and it looks really, really good. I mean, the art is just fantastic. Everything I've seen so far, for sure. I've really been enjoying it all. And it's really just the kind of game that's super pretty to look at. Lots of details going on and everything, and you get this kind of fully realized world. And the characters all have a really nice quality to them. In that, it's got that thing that I really like in a lot of these pixelated games, is that when the characters are idle, they're not really just idle. A lot of them will have like little movements that they do, even if it's just like bobbing up and down for a second. That's something, and it just gives you something to look at. And I guess it just keeps a lot of like motion in the game, which is pretty important. So we actually have to rewind here, and the good thing is, like in the top left, you can see we have quite a few lives to do this. So we're actually going to want to kill this boss as fast as possible, so that we can make it on time. It's a little silly here because I should have played better through the first part of the level so that this wouldn't happen, but that's the nice thing, and that's kind of one of the really interesting things about this game, is that because of the time mechanic there, you can make 10 seconds into 60 seconds, basically, because you're going to use, 6 lives there, and basically give yourself more time that way. But so I think that's kind of a good wrap on the gameplay. And if you don't really quite get it by now, I think the boss fight will certainly make you understand what's going on here. Yeah, the other thing I need to mention is that the music is also really, really good. I really, really love the music so far, and it's just a really great soundtrack. And I say this a lot about games, but you can't have a game that is just good just because the gameplay is good. Well, I mean, I guess you could, but it's harder, and it's really hard for the game to be memorable that way. It kind of takes this full package thing, and that full package is having really, really good novel gameplay, which this certainly has, and also having really good music and really good art. And this is one of those games that is the full package. And not only that, but I would say that it kind of stands out as being especially novel. I haven't really seen anything done like this before, and it makes it just that much more interesting to play. So, sorry about that. Hopefully that didn't freak you out or anything. That was me telling the game to fast forward all the way through to the next section, basically. So, not fast forward, actually. Rewind back to first to like the beginning of the level. Goodness, I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Alright. So you can see here that you can see off to the left, my character from the first time is still playing, is still doing stuff. But I was able to bring this character in and continue this on and kind of help make this go even faster. And that's what it takes, because you saw that with one character I was not able to, beat the boss in 60 seconds. And that is kind of the crux of all these levels, is that I don't think it would actually be possible to beat these levels with one try, if that makes sense. You do have to use this combination of characters, and I think that's a really good way to do this, and it keeps things really interesting. you know, it keeps things. I guess it keeps you thinking, right? And it means that these time mechanics are actually worthwhile and actually important, because you don't always get that in games. Sometimes you get like this mechanic that's there that doesn't actually ever get used, which is always weird and also disappointing. I mean, especially if it's a cool mechanic on the surface, it can be super disappointing if it just never gets used, really. So, you know, I guess that's kind of, in my opinion, the important thing about this is that it's pretty clear that the levels have been tested, and tested a lot, to make sure that you can't actually beat a level in under 60 seconds, right? Because if you could, then really the whole point here would be lost. So yeah, I mean, we're just gonna finish up this boss fight, but honestly, I don't really have much more to say about the game. I'm very positive about it. This definitely seems like the kind of game that I will finish and love every minute of. I may even do a Let's Play, because it seems like the kind of game that could make for a really fun Let's Play. And honestly, I think you know, if you have any vested interest in the indie game scene, then I think you should support stuff like this, because it is awesome to see something so unique come out. Jeez, I keep dying over there, which is so silly. I guess I should just go off to the left. That seems like the better idea, right? Yeah. It was the better idea, because I didn't die. Amazing. So yeah, you know, you can see, like, what ends up happening, right, is at some point we had to blow these up, right? The red things that we can get onto his face when we're actually hurting the boss. And what speeds that up is if you can set up so that people are there ready to shoot them from both sides at once. Oh, I think that was it. We did it. Yeah, sweet. So that was really cool. Nice, and I actually got everything. So yeah, like I said, highly recommended. This can easily end up being, you know, my favorite game that comes out in August. And honestly, it was one of the reasons that I wanted to get an Xbox One. Just because it seemed, even from just seeing it before, like a very neat idea and a really, really cool way to do a game and make these really interesting mechanics work. So, you know, I'm really glad to see that it's out on Steam now and a lot more people can play it, and hopefully a lot more people do play it. But yeah, like I said, I will have a link in the description right to the Steam page, and I highly suggest that you go pick this up, because it is very, very good. But yeah, other than that, I think that is all I really have to say on it. So with that, feel free to comment if there's anything that you would like to comment about. Subscribe to see more from me every single day. And of course, if you liked the episode, if you liked this Let's Look At, then please do consider clicking the like button, because that helps me out a lot, and I greatly appreciate that help. So yeah, with that out of the way, I thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time.